Hey guys, how's it going? So let's talk about cameras. This is the Pentax Auto 110 SLR. Yes, this is an SLR. Look at this. Look at that thing. Look how small it is. I mean, come on. What are you talking about? Yeah, yep. Pretty cool, huh? It's actually a great little camera. It may be 110, but you know what? It's still a format. Guys, please don't diss on the 110. This thing is actually pretty awesome. And look how small it is. Look at that. Fits in my hand. I can put it in my pocket. Tiny little camera, huh? All right. So let's leave that there for a second. This is a roll of 35 millimeter film. Look at that. Look at that. That's as big as a film. Look at that. Look at that. All right, let's put that off to the side. And this is an Olympus OM10. This is an early 80s 35 millimeter camera. And it is actually pretty small also. I mean, it's not like 110 small, but it's still pretty small. I mean, it's very compact. It's got an awesome shutter sound. Check that out. Look at that. Beautiful. This particular model only was aperture priority, but you could also buy this little manual adapter. Yeah. And this would allow you to basically add a shutter speed to your manual exposure. You had shutter speed and your aperture right here. Otherwise, it's just straight up aperture priority, and it was always based on, you know, the ISO that you chose over here. So, all right, I'm going to set this down for a sec. All right. And then here we have the Nikon N80. Yes, this is a late 90s, fully automatic, full program, manual, aperture priority, shutter priority SLR from Nikon. Yes. So one thing to note on this camera, it does everything, absolutely everything that a Nikon F100 would do. Yes. Or a Nikon F6 or an F5. Well, with some, you know, obviously not the same camera, but look how small it is. Look at this thing. Look. It is just as, well, I mean, it's a little bigger. It's not that much bigger. But it's a really compact SLR, you know, full autofocus. You got your 5 focus zones. You know, you got a built-in flash. You could do slow sync, or you could do rear shutter. I mean, that's really cool for a 35 millimeter camera to be able to do that. I mean, it's just wild, you know. You've got your awesome Nikon F mount. So you could basically throw any lens on this camera from like way back. I mean, you can go way back as far as AI. I don't think you can do non-AI, but you can do AI lenses on here. You could only shoot in manual exposure mode, though. I believe that's the only limitation. The other thing, of course, obviously, is the lenses. This camera can basically utilize any of the newer AFG lenses. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but that's also doable with this camera. So just as far as price is concerned, if you happen to see one of these like at a pawn shop or a thrift store and they want like $40 for it, get it, because that is really cheap. This, like I said, this can do, I don't know, maybe 95% of what like an F100 or an F6, even an F6 for crying out loud, can do. You could do it with this camera. And I mean, you just can't go wrong with this type of autofocus SLR. It's fully capable of doing everything you need right here. I mean, look at this. You've got, you know, built-in diopter. You've got center weighted metering. You've got matrix metering, spot. I mean, come on, guys. This is an absolute dream of a camera. Basic but it can do everything. You know, you got custom function. You can program it to leave your film leader out. I mean, what other camera can you do that on? I know you could do that on many other cameras, but most cameras, they don't have, like, that's not an option. So something to consider for anyone that's out there looking for a fully, you know, automatic yet totally capable SLR right here. Now, another thing to note is this is such a great model that Nikon ended up using this body for their D100 in the DSLR line. Fuji ended up using this body for a lot of their Nikon mount digital variants. So it's a fantastic little camera. Thanks to a good friend of mine that recommended this. I remember these cameras back in the day, and I was like, you know, back then everything was either high end. If you're into 35 millimeter and you wanted high end, you wanted the best possible. So this really never really fit my fancy. But I highly recommend it. Get one if you see one for cheap. Same thing with this OM10. If you find one, especially a black one, and they want like $50 for it, and it's got this adapter, get it, because that is a really good price. This adapter alone, you can find them on eBay for like $40, 45, $50. So if you find an OM10 with a lens, I mean, this is a 50 Zuiko, which is a fantastic 50 millimeter. This body and the adapter, if you found one for like $50, get it. It is well worth it. This has a data back, but the little ribbon cable is busted, so it's just there for, you know, for conversation piece, you know. I'm pretty sure this is not Y2K compliant, but hey, you know, this is the time we live in. So then again, if you run across one of these and they're giving it away for like $10, get it also. You can find nowadays people retrofitting 16 millimeter film to use through these cameras, and that is fantastic. And the Auto 110 line, there were several lenses, including even a telephoto that was a little bigger, but I mean, that's just wild. Look how small this is, you know, it's just crazy. These lenses don't even have an aperture, which is just crazy to me. You basically shoot wide open, but 110 film is basically either 100 ISO or 400 ISO. I mean, you know, there's not much there. So, but anyhow, thanks for watching, guys. Keep film alive. That's all I say. Keep film alive.